Welcome back to Momentous Struggle, a Star Wars, Shatterpoint, and associated other Shatterpoint Star Wars games podcast.
We might need to workshop that title, sir.
We'll work on that one until we figure out what we're doing with ourselves. But yeah, we're back to talk about Shatterpoint, and I think maybe Aubrey wants to talk about Star Wars Unlimited because they have Cal Kestis, and he loves Cal Kestis, so he wants to talk about his Cal Kestis deck and stuff like that. But we're going to talk Shatterpoint too, so don't worry about that. We're here. We're going to do things. We're going to have fun. Aubrey's losing it because he doesn't know what to do with me. Yep, and I'm a bachelor right now because my wife decided to leave me, and I'm having fun with it.
It's because it's spring break. You're going wild and crazy down in Cancun. No, north in the woods. Yeah, something or other.
Yeah, they're going up to our cabin and gonna enjoy being out in the middle of nowhere, off grid, and riding four-wheelers while I work. I would have gone with them, except you know what? I am gonna be taking the week after spring break off to go to Adepticon, so I can't take 2 weeks off in a row. That's just not gonna work.
No, I wouldn't want to do it. I'm walking into some fun at work too. So next week, my boss is off half the week. My second in command on my team is off the entire week, and I'm just like, nobody else be sick. Nobody else. I know at least one or two people are gonna call out during that time too. That's just how it is. And I'm like, all right, what's the minimum operating requirements for opening the library?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I am at work. I work for the government. We're waiting to see, what is the minimum operating requirement to, do our job on a national scale. So we'll see how that works out, too. That'll be fun for me as things go on. But, I think I've told you.
It's efficient, Todd. It's efficient.
Something like that. We went from over 100 employees nationally in the department I work in to, I think we're at 59 now with no hiring in sight. Yeah, good times. Anyway, let's get to some good stuff. You played Shatterpoint this week. How are you doing, Aubrey?
Ooh, okay. All right. So, first off, I want to say that I did my league game with Bob, and it was definitely an interesting game. It was it was interesting. I decided to do something for everyone for science. I have been enjoying very much my Mando Mother Talzin list that I basically stole from you and then, changed it a little so it didn't look like I was copying your homework.
Fair enough.
But I was like, you know what? I want to know the two boogeymen of the format going head to head. What does this feel like? Because Bob was on Boss Obi with the Boss Box, and then Rex and Republic Commandos, so pretty stock fare there. Nothing too crazy. And so I decided to run my Cassian PLC list into him, which had Ezra Callis, Baze and Chirrut, and Rebel Commandos. So again, very
fair and balanced.
Yes, very no. This is very vanilla, Todd. This is Shatterpoint at its finest. But spoilers before I tell you how our game went. Bob and I apparently communicated telepathically before the beginning of this game without ever uttering a word, and we decided that we were also going to test a couple of nerfs, because he's new to playing Boss Obi, and I've been playing Empire and this Mother Talzin Mando list for 3-4 months now, so I was a little rusty. So what happens if, say, Bob forgets to ever use fixer dice for the entire game, or Aubrey forgets to blow up the town at the end of every struggle, and neither of you figure this out till the end of struggle 3.
It sounds like a fun game. Sounds like a very fair and balanced game at that point in time.
It was. So the answer to that question is Boss steamrolls Cassian, which, spoilers for our topic today, is not exact. It's almost what the statistics say could happen, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But basically, what happened to me, and I know we're not supposed to complain about dice, and I shouldn't complain about dice because my dice were hot at the beginning, very, very, very first roll, and at the end. So I can't say they never rolled badly. But I had to explain my dice. I had a turn where I Shatterpointed Bazin Turret, focused, did an 2 melee attacks into a model, and got 0 successes and 1 success.
With all the extra dice, with the flippy floppy and
With
and
all the
Cassian
extra
stuff and everything.
Well, yeah, with all the extra dice, that happened to me.
That's insane.
So, yeah, like I was trying, like, so my goal in this attack, to jump ahead, is I had to wound both Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan had like 5 or 6 damage on him, and I needed to wound Republic Commandos. So it was a tough turn. Like, don't get me wrong, but I was Shatterpointing Bazin Turret with the focus and the impact and the extra. I was even on the, what do you call it, I was even like managed it so I was on the extra side. Like, I was rolling all the extra dice, Todd. And it just didn't matter, because instead of wounding anyone, because I'm pretty sure if I was trying to set up for the next struggle, but if I at least wounded like one of those 2 targets, I would still like win the struggle. But like the ideal scenario was if I managed to wound both of them, right? So but all I needed was one wound, and I had 2 different targets, and instead I had to just attack into Obi-Wan twice, because the Republic Commandos were they were only engaged with one of the 2 like one character was engaged with the Republic Commandos, and one was engaged with Obi-Wan and the Republic Commandos, just from the way the board was. So I couldn't like switch targets. And I didn't think, I was like, well, surely I'll get Obi-Wan, who's half dead. Like, this attack's gonna be fine. No,
Aubrey, that's not how this works.
no, it was not fine. So then I had to attack Obi-Wan twice with his better expertise, and I'm like, this is terrible. This is terrible. So like, technically, like an order of attack thing there, like, yes, but also it was Bazin Turret with Shatterpoint dice. Like, like, come on,
Should have been fine.
should have been fine.
Should have been fine.
But to go back to the beginning of the game, this is and Bob keeps going, well, you couldn't count on me getting the expertise. I'm like, but you did. The very beginning of the game, turn 1, he rolls up with Obi-Wan and just smacks Bazin Turret down in 1 hit. Like, that's also how it started. Like, Bazin Turret ran up to a point and then got hello there to death by Obi-Wan, like, right off the bat. So it was already kind of a rough thing. But I get my revenge triggers, because this was like turn. It wasn't turn 2. Like, he had gone with like another activation. I think Republic Commandos had gone, then Bazin Turret went up, and then it was like Obi-Wan. Like, there had been a few turns back and forth, because I was able to move Leia up a little bit, based on whoever had activated. I don't remember who else had activated, but I had moved her up a little bit, and then I had this moment where he wounds Bazin Turret, and I'm like, well, if I can run up and pin the Republic Commandos, I can keep him from. I don't remember what my goal was, but I was like, I'll run up with Leia. I'm gonna pin them. It'll be great, fine. Except she rolls terribly. I get 0 through, and then he hits the reposition on the Republic Commandos, so they run up. And instead of me taking the middle point, neither of us took the point, because I was like underneath a gantry, right? And so like he repositioned to be with the engagement, and I'm like, why? Whereas Todd, if I had moved my Rebel Commandos with Cassian, and then just moved Leia, I wasn't sure without the attack if Leia was gonna be on the objective. Like, that was my concern. So, like, that's actually why I attacked. I was hoping for a pin, but, like, I just needed to shove her forward to make sure she was on the objective. Like, I was just using the shove. Like, and instead of, I could have scored 2 objectives on his turn, on, like, his turn, like, it was, like, the 4th turn of the game or whatever. I score nothing.
Nice.
and that is pretty much how the game went. Anytime, like Bob, other than like the fixer dice thing, which I was not helpful at all because I've never played Boss. It's one of the few boxes I don't own. I took one look at Matt Booker doing the Boss dice math, where he was like 4D chessing the board to like always be fixing, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Aubrey's not playing that. No, that's not gonna happen.
Fair enough.
So I mean, Bob did all the right things. He did the positioning. He did he did the stuff. Boss is kind of insane. He moves so many things.
Yes. The boss open is gross. And then you add in Fixer dice. It's like, oh, I can move everyone forward. Oh, and by the way, Fixer and everybody is close enough now because I positioned them exactly where I want them to give everybody dice because when they attack, because why not? And that's a free ability unless you can wound them. And oh, by the way, they're really hard to wound because you have you can Fixer and heal everyone too. So there's that. So you can just heal and kill everything. So yeah.
Oh yeah, me going into struggle. I think it was just into struggle 2. He had wounded both Baze and Churret and Rebel Commandos and Cassie. Oh, that's right. Cassian was my first turn play. Yeah, I had moved Cassian up. He came up with somebody, managed to wound Cassian and managed to wound Baze and Churret. Like by the end of struggle 1, one of my primaries was down, and I didn't even have a good turn with him. Like I had to like just move him up and take cover onto an objective. Like it was a terrible first turn, but you only have 5 force,
Nice.
so was gonna reserve Cassian, whatever, because like his best thing is his abilities. Like so, like wound, Rebel Commandos go down. I'm pretty sure he had one more. Oh no, he wounded Baze and Churret again. Like I was like, he had one more wound in this game, and I'm like, what? What's happening? Stop killing everything, Bob. They're already dead.
Makes sense. I love it. Go Bob, go. But yeah, no, I mean, it sounds like you had a good game. I unfortunately did not get my game in because I was supposed to play Dane's brother, and Dane's sister-in-law was sick, and so Dane's brother couldn't make it to our game, and I didn't get my game in on Wednesday, even though he said on this very podcast, that we have to get our game in. So I'm pretty disappointed with Dane's brother right now. So much that I'm just going to keep calling him Dane's brother for a while.
I know. I was also trying to figure out Dane's sister-in-law. Yeah, I was like, wait, who are we? I'm like, who are we talking about? Yeah, I followed you. We got there. We got there.
Yeah, I really threw something out there to
podcast.
really confuse you. Right, exactly. I really had to confuse you on that one. But yeah, no, I mean, so I've just been doing painting as always. A lot of hobbying. I have been doing some Games Workshop games, Kill Team. So like cleaning up some of my my stuff and painting some.
Word.
I did. I said it's like it's the devil. But yes, I did. I've been painting some of my Kill Team stuff up and everything like that. So doing that, painting, trying to finish up this Legion stuff that I have. I don't even know if I'm going to get a game of Legion in, but I'm at least painting the old core box and going to have those painted and stuff like that. So because why not? Painting's fun. But that's I haven't really been doing a whole lot.
We're gonna get a game of Legion in. We gotta figure this out. If nothing else, I gotta play again because I don't remember most of what Jared taught me about that game. So I need to do it again.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I was also doing some hobbying stuff. Although I hate. So I told you this before the cast, but I had this weird head cold thing that knocked me out on Thursday, and then I've been kind of stuffy, and then I was outside and grass blowing everywhere. So if I sound like a geriatric grandma chain smoking in a bathrobe somewhere, that's what I'm doing. It's just
What do
true.
you not sound like that?
Hey, come on. It's just allergies. It's why I'm crying now, Todd. It's just allergies.
Right, yeah. The wonderful joys of being in Arizona. It's like, man, it is hot. I was at my daughter's track meet yesterday, because she had a track meet. It was 93 degrees outside already here in Arizona.
Yeah,
It was
it's early.
hot, man. Yeah, I mean, she did well. She ran a personal best in the 200-meter dash, so she keeps on improving. She's doing well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
it's hot, man. It's hot. We didn't send the kids out on the field for check-in until like the very last minute. It's like, okay, how quickly can we? Didn't have them warm up until they got out on the field, type of a thing. Like the routine was completely different. So but it was so hot. It was hot up there, man. I was sitting up in the stands watching her run, and I was just sweating. Like, nope, this is not for me. And this isn't.
Todd's like,
It's not even
I'm
the end of
working
the
out
season,
too.
right? Not even the end of the season. Like the end of the season, usually like April, like end of April is like where the end of the season is, and yeah, it's usually like pretty hot by that point in time. But no, it's already like where you're miserable. So we're like looking at those portable fans like that you can put inside of a bucket of ice, and it like puts out mist and everything like that. I'm like, okay, how much are these? Can I go and buy one right now?
Can I go and buy one right
I'm
now?
like, because it was pretty hot. I'm like, nope, I'm not dealing with this anymore. So like we were like looking for all the giant umbrellas that you can just get the sun out of your eyes and everything. We're looking for anything to keep us cool. Me and my wife were both like, nope, we got to get this fixed. This is not working.
Yeah, that's rough. Anyway, I brought up my headache not so that we could talk about how awful things are in Arizona. Just I was gonna do a bunch of hobbying. Like last night, like I had messaged you and Jared. I'm like, all right, I got all this stuff I'm gonna work on. Yeah, I only got one of my 2 Legion models more painted, and even then, like just a little bit. And then like I did a bunch of detail work on Dengar because I'm working on Dengar and the Weequay Pirates. Oh. Okay, Todd. Time for story time with Aubrey Color Theory edition.
Oh no,
So
this could be ugly.
no, it's not. I messed up a color. It's more like just silliness. So always kind of like look at what other people have done when I don't really have an idea of what I want to do with a model, right? And like Weequay Pirates, they're fun to play on the table, but it's like, sorry Hondo, Weequay Pirate faction is not why I come to Star Wars. I mean, you're hilarious and I love you, but not my first thing. So I was like, well, let me get some ideas off the internet. And I kept looking at everybody's models and I'm like, why are they so bright? Like they seem like everybody's painting them in like really bright color, like they're channeling their inner Lando Calrissian over here with the extra Riz. And so I was like, well, so I looked at these 2 models and I was like, well, I like this, but I'm going to do darker colors. And then I was like, what does the original art look like anyway? So I'm picking out colors, never got distracted talking to Tali or something. Then I finally pull up the Shatterpoint card. And yeah, Todd, the darker blue and the darker red that I came up with, and I was like, I can improve upon this. Like looking at what people did on the internet, it's just the same color as the actual Shatterpoint art. Like I looked at it and I looked away and I looked at it and I was like, I just reverse engineered what already existed. Like picking out colors. Big brain Aubrey.
I am not shocked by that at all. I have
Yeah.
to say. That sounds
Yeah,
so on brand for you.
Yeah, but I didn't get that far. Like I started doing some work on their armor, and like I mean, I got like their heads are like brown mottled skin like that. It's not that difficult. I'm really happy with. So I wanted to make. I'm on this whole like my lightsaber colors are slightly different from yours, and so my Legion Jedi I wanted to give them like an off-brand green, like not the emerald green, but slightly different, and like an off-brand blue, like I almost said cayenne, like cayenne pepper, cyan, like make it a little different, right? And I'm happy to report after the disastrous color theory experiment where Aubrey learns he doesn't remember things. I mixed together like a little bit of Pro Acryl's jade and green because I wanted to make. I didn't know what I wanted to make, but I wanted to make something not quite emeraldy That turned out great. That turned out awesome. I'm excited. I'll post a picture. Her face still needs a little bit of cleaning up, man. I little ringlets of like hair, like cause I have the Jedi that has like a ponytail, and she just has
Hmm.
like the little like framing her forehead like pieces of. I tried so hard to sit there and be still and just get. Yeah, no, she's got, because I was doing like a dark brown hair. She's got like
Aubrey
brown
sitting
across
there,
like.
sitting still. Aubrey sitting still is not going to happen ever. So no,
No,
I
no,
can just,
it was
I
it
can just
was
see you
awful.
jumping up and down. I'm sitting still.
Even Talia was like, "Why are you shaking so much?" And I'm like, "Because I'm trying not to shake."
Oh my god, I can totally see it. I can totally see it. Just like you're like going into uncontrollable shakes because you're trying not to shake. I love it. Yep.
Yes, yes, and this is why I got Damon's models from him, because that's 8 fewer models that I don't need to paint, because
Makes sense.
it's just a lot. So I have like, so at this point I have like 2/3 of a Dengar, a third of the Weequay Pirates done. The Legion Jedi is basically done. Because what I do is like you put something on and then you got to let it dry. So I'm like, all right, so I'll put this aside and I'll work on this piece and I'll work on that piece. But then this is how Aubrey ends up with like 40 half painted models, because I have to then go
Because you
back
never circle
around.
back around. Yeah. You
Well,
see
the
something like,
Jedi,
that'd be fun to paint. Yeah.
yeah, the Jedi from Legion, I've had their robes done for like a couple of months now, and probably longer. But have I finished their hair or their face or anything else? No, just their robes. Like, so be it.
So on brand. So on brand. All right. Well, okay. Before we jump into the main Shatterpoint topic, I know you want to talk SWU. You've been building a Cal Kestis deck,
Oh, no,
and now
no,
no.
it's not Cal Kestis. You're too far behind.
Oh, are you doing an Obi-Wan or no? It's a Qui-Gon deck now. Are you doing Qui-Gon or is that
Nope,
just
nope. You're
somebody
too
else?
far behind. I've
Oh my
already.
lord.
No. So what happened is playing my Cal Kestis deck and playing the Qui-Gon deck that Chris and I were kind of brewing, sort of. Well, I was backseat brewing. Like, Chris was like, "Look at my fun deck," and I was like, "It needs a curve and it needs this." And Chris is like, "Don't take my Qui-Gon lightsabers from me." And I'm like, "But you need a mana curve, sir, to use the magic parlance." Anyway, so now while I was doing that, I pulled up, because I don't know anything about the SWU meta, like full stop. My decks don't even have sideboards, Todd, because I'm like, I don't even know what I'm sideboarding against. Like, I don't
Well,
know what.
rotation literally just happened like a week ago, so I don't think anyone really knows the meta right now. So
Right, right. So I just pulled up, like, there was a bunch of decks on the SWU database website that were like a bunch of people labeled as like post rotation, and so I fed them all in a force table to just have some AI to practice and figure out kinks in my deck. Well, one of them was a blue green white Obi-Wan deck with Temple Virgins. That gives you like a force token whenever you have a toughness 4 or greater unit out at the beginning of your turn. That deck just kept beating everything I was throwing at it over and over and over, and I was going insane. And finally I went, should I
can't
just
beat
be
him, join him.
playing Obi-Wan?
Right.
Like, so then I put together a budget version of it, because I refuse to. I'm not following you all down this rabbit hole. I'm not spending money. Like literally, I cut the cost of the deck by $100 by removing like 9 cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, not joining you all back in TCG player camp. I looked at my Magic deck recently, and adding 11 cards to it would cost me $150. Yeah, no, 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 no. I like that my Shatterpoint boxes cost the same all of the time, no matter how stupid Boss and Cassian get spoilers. They cost the same. I like that, Todd.
Yep. That is one of the nice things about miniatures.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically, it's a experience token deck. So you're constantly giving out +1/+1s, and
Hmm.
um, um, sorry. As a result of like there, you use a bunch of like the synergies. Like there's a one character that gets Sentinel when it has an upgrade on it. So you play it out, and then you give it an experience token, and you just use, as we like to call them in Magic, you just use a bunch of creatures, units with big butts. They
Right.
gotta have toughness 4 or more, and then you just keep using the force token every turn, and it just gets out of hand. So that's I have all the cards like either here or they're en route to my house because I'm a monster. So, because hey, I like this game at least so far. The budget
Yeah.
decks are pretty good, and it's only like $60. Like I can,
Right.
that's more reasonable. That's like a whole deck.
Yeah. Yeah, you can dive deep and sit there and get those expensive legendaries and the alternate art cards and all that stuff and trick out your decks to where they're like over $1,000 if you really want to. But we've done that in Magic, and no, we'll play the card game, but we're not gonna sit there and go crazy and stuff like that. So no, I mean like it's overall it's a good game. The mechanics are pretty sound. I'm interested to see how it does post rotation, simply because that this is kind of that turning point of the game where a lot of the stuff that was good is now gone and everything like that, and you're moving into a new meta and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I mean, but to be fair, they have been pretty proactive with banning things that needed to be banned. I mean, there was a couple of cards that were pretty broken early in the game, and the company the developers actually went out and banned those cards so that they didn't get played, and it kept the game healthy. So they're doing right by the game, which is pretty nice. So it's I'm happy to see that, where they're not just letting the game kind of continue to be broken, and they're keeping it fresh. So it's a good thing. I mean, I'm happy to see it. Like I said, you and I both are not going to sit there and go crazy playing TCG, but I can sit there and pay $40 and have a deck and that's functional and play the game and enjoy it. I don't need to go crazy winning and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the only time I notice, so I always try to practice the mirror. Practice your mirrors, everybody. That's just good game theory, because you never know when you're gonna lose the dice chicken, and you end up in a mirror match. But the only time I notice that my deck is budget is when I have queued up like the fully tricked out version of the deck.
Hmm.
Um, and then I'm like, oh, that's why constructed lightsaber is there. Oh, that's why that card's there. Oh, I'm dying. So I mean, like, but it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're not trying to play things competitively or anything like that. We're just enjoying it. So, not worried about it. Not worried about it one bit. But yeah, so yeah, I guess we can jump into the main topic. Now let me pull this up here. You actually wanted to talk about like where the current meta is, what we call the meta, things along those lines. So I guess I can kind of let you share what you wanted to talk about, and I'll kind of just drive the Longshank screen, since I'm the one who has the upgraded version of Longshanks with all the cool stats and everything like that.
Right, right. This was kind of born out of the fact that I am used to, and again, this is when I was more of a competitive player and less of a casual player. But you would always talk about TCG metas as a sort of rock paper scissors thing, because you have broadly speaking, you have aggro decks, you have control decks, and you have mid range decks. Combo decks always existed to kind of in their own ecosystem, depending on what the combo entailed. But you would have this churn, right? Of one deck beats the other deck beats the other deck, and so you have a churn. And I, mind you, I'm not playing nearly as many games of Shatterpoint as everyone else, and I actually meant to kind of bring this up in the Discord. So hey, hit me up after this episode. Tell me what you think of this, because I was trying to figure out if Shatterpoint had a rock, paper, scissors thing going on that maybe we hadn't noticed. But the problem with that is the meta hasn't changed in several months. I was listening to you talk about companies being proactive and taking care of their organized play in a timely fashion. Todd, which company are we talking about? Anyway, uh, and so
Funny enough, it's all
of
under
course,
Asmodee.
Oh yeah. What? Don't remind me of deep breaths. Todd said the bad word again. Okay. All right. So I was going to talk about this in the Discord, and then I got busy and forgot. And then we had our episode today. So I was like, Todd, let's look at math, because math tells us the truth about everything and definitely doesn't exclude all of the kitchen table games being played all of the time all around the world in this game.
Exactly.
I assume.
No, everyone that's playing kitchen table Shatterpoint is going into Longshanks and entering their data just so that we have it.
Well, I mean, they should be entering it into Kenny's spreadsheet that I know he has somewhere. Like to be clear, everyone, I know Sci-Fi is going to come out with an episode probably right before Adepticon where they actually break down the meta. Full disclosure, go listen to them. This is me just having idle chat with the Longshank stats. Like if you're listening to this episode late, you're just getting to this now. Go find Zion's Finest. I'm sure they've got something for you by now.
They should. Yeah, I would not be surprised, especially because I believe most of them are going to Worlds this year. So I'm sure they're in 100% in prep mode for this as we speak. But so rock, paper, scissors, and that's I think one of the big things with like an ongoing thing that we've heard within Shatterpoint for a while is there just really isn't. You have your aggro with boss, you have your revenge, which is probably like your mid range, I would think. I wouldn't call it control. There's never been a true control list. I mean, people have tried with like Thrawn, and I think that's part of the Grand Inquisitor, and I think that's part of what people have tried to do. But I think there's the problem with that is I don't think there is a true control element to this game. You don't have a good solid control. You have tons, and I don't think we have a good definition of what control is within Shatterpoint. I mean that's so you have your revenge, you have your aggro. You kind of had a defensive list with Obi, and I think that might be the closest thing you have to probably control is like his Obi being able to heal, reposition, and that type of thing. But that's just one particular unit. That's not like a whole archetype. It's unless you want to call Obi an archetype. And I think that's kind of the running problem that's been going on within Shatterpoint is like it's you either play aggro or revenge or whatever else is out there that doesn't fall into those two categories is I think the bigger concern when we look at like that rock paper scissors analogy.
So it seems to me like what they were kind of trying to do was make Separatists and Empire the control list, right? You have the deck manipulation of the Separatists, although now that's been nerfed, and then Empire with like Moff Gideon's Tiebreaker and Grand Inquisitor's ability to remove control tokens, and I mean even if you go deeper, like Fifth Brother, I feel like there could have been a very like techie controlling, maybe a little bit of diceless displacement, trying to avoid what I think Shatterpoint could make is a list that tries to avoid combat. Like to your point, what Obi-Wan was doing before Boss entered the picture and made it and
right.
turned it into an aggressive monster. Like Obi-Wan's an Obi-Wan player's favorite thing to do is to just move, take cover. Hey, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Move, take cover. What are you gonna do?
Right.
But it never materialized fully. But I
mean,
anyway,
to be fair,
these are meta thoughts.
Right. I mean, and in that vein, I mean, if anyone were to sit there and probably be able to play that, I mean, of the people that we play, Liam was always really good with that, you know, with like the Republic. I mean, you could sit there, I could see him playing like an Obi Kiadi Mundi, or not Kiadi, an Obi Kit Fisto list that would probably be really solid, with that's just super mobile, able to sit there and move back on points if you need it. Not really do any damage, not do any attacks, but just like really take advantage of like positioning and being able to move back on points when needed and keep your stuff alive. So there's an ability to do it, but it's like someone really has to put the reps into it, and someone really has to be good at doing that, everything along those lines.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So now that we kind of just talked about the meta and aggregate, so spoilers, we looked at the two boogeyman because right now, and it's just because of number of games, just because Cassian's been out longer. And Andor is number one, Boss is number two. They both have a 61% win rate, and if you look at most of the ones underneath them as Todd's moving the screen, they're paired with these with these models. Like all the top
Right.
models are hanging out in the Boss and Cassian club.
Right, right. I mean, like you look at like win rate wise, it's 70% win rate for Cassian with Kanan, 70% win rate for Cassian with Mando. It's like, and that's the Cassian Kanan has 650 games in long chains. Mando iteration has 120. You add in PLC, that's 900 games there with a 63% win rate. It's insane how good they are. You add, like, I know there's like 550 games with Jyn Erso at a 54% win rate, but I think that's more people playing that for the flavor than for the wins type of a thing, which I'm all about the flavor win over the meta win.
Yeah, I mean, even looking at with General Solo, the almost 300 games and a 61% win rate, you're like, yeah. Yeah, I wonder what the common denominator is here, Todd.
Right, right.
Hmm.
It's wild.
But
I mean, there's even been one game played with Crosshair, and it's got a 50% win rate. I don't know how you have a 50% win rate with one game, but we'll say okay, you're good.
huh. Huh. How you know what? I'm not. No. Never mind. I don't understand that one.
I don't either.
Todd, why'd you bring a
But,
bath?
Longshanks math, man. It's something that I guess just doesn't make sense. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say. The other thing is if you specifically scroll down to, or maybe it's back up. What his win rate is against Boss. So if you look at, so it's I think it's at the bottom of this list.
Right.
Sorry, dear listeners, for those of you not watching on YouTube, but this one is kind of a visual episode because of the whole looking at Longshanks thing. But he has versus Boss a 51% win rate, which means it's a little bit in his favor, but pretty much a coin flip as to which of the two of them is the quote unquote best in the meta.
Right. There's not, and I mean, let's be fair. I think when we go to Adepticon, this is pretty much what we're going to see, especially when we get in the top 8. It's going to be Boss. It's going to be Cassian. It's going to be those things. It's going to be a lot of that, unfortunately. I'm really hoping to see other things pop up. I mean, maybe some of these other things that we're seeing that maybe don't have as bad of a win rate into him. Like you look at, he only has a 54% win rate into Plo Koon. He only has a 54% rate into Kiadi Mundi. It only has a 55% win rate into Ahsoka Tano. And same with, and then into Obi-Wan, you have a 56% win rate. So I think there is some leveraging of this, what you can do in Republic, maybe, into Cassian. Maybe that might be something that you can do there. I don't know.
I might be biased because of how much of a steamroll it felt like with Bob running over Cassian on Wednesday. So recency bias here, everyone. But it does feel like if your best chances to win both the flavor win and Adepticon and all of it is to just run Republic, because I feel like you could you could put together a pretty decent like boss obi list, and then you just need something to serve as your like help you win specifically against rebels. Like something I'm thinking something tanky with like Mace Windu's bubble. I feel like is probably something that can help a lot because unless they're playing the Kanan version of the list, they they really got to use shoves and wounding to get you off points. And I'm not saying a Shatterpointed Basin Turret shouldn't be able to do that because my game was weird.
Right.
but uh but basically if you can kind of lean into the protection steadfast, you know, theme of Republic, it feels like that's gonna serve you well. But I mean, but these numbers, I mean, again, like we're looking at the bottom here. What's going on with Cassian and PLC, especially?
Right. Yeah, Cassie and PLC both like PLC has a 54 or he only has a 44%, Boss only has a 44% win rate into PLC, has a 49% win rate into Cassian, uh, has a 52% win rate into Hunter. What I find interesting, there's only 21 games, but 52% win rate into Queen Amidala. So someone's been running some Amidala over there, which is pretty interesting. But again, and
Well,
then
I
you
mean,
see.
you saw Qui-Gon Jinn's post of what he wants to
Mhm.
bring to Adepticon.
Yeah,
He's rocking the Queen
the
from Naboo,
Padme,
apparently.
right, right. I mean, then you look at this 55 into Mandalorian and into Kanan. So it's interesting that it's like the revenge. What's going to win here? Is it going to be revenge or is it going to be the aggro? It's like that's I think the ongoing issue I think within the meta is that you only have those two things fighting back and forth with one another. We don't have anything else kind of to like bring balance to these. I mean, because it's just those two fighting back and forth with one another. So it's a weird dynamic right now.
Yeah, I think it's because so I mean we would talk about this in Magic because you can build an aggro control deck, you can build a tempo control deck, you can
Hmm.
you know there's different you can mix up the strategies. As I like to say, is your control deck trying to play a couple of creatures and then spend the rest of the game keeping them alive and keeping your opponent from doing anything? Or are you keeping your opponent from doing anything and keeping yourself alive until you play a big dumb creature? And like
Right.
those are both control archetypes, but they're very different from each other. And I think part of the issue, and I don't know what you do to fix this. Like I do not. Well, okay, the easiest thing is to turn down everything in the boss box. But it
Hmm.
feels like Obi-Wan is supposed to be a control piece, but he keeps getting handed aggressive tools, and then you get this result where you have an aggro control archetype where you can't let somebody be that good at aggro and that good at defense. Like
Right.
it gets out of hand, but I am not trying to say that it's easy to balance this stuff. I mean, yeah, without just throwing a book at boss, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like if you throw the book at Boss, then you're just going to let Cassian kind of run free because he does keep Cassian in check. So I mean, you'd have to balance both it simultaneously, and then it's like a matter of what's going to rise to the top next. I mean, and that's a good problem to have. It keeps the meta fresh. It keeps gamers interested in things along those lines. But it's really a matter of what's going to be the next thing to do type of a thing. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see. I mean, they have hinted at a balance patch coming up. I'll be interested to see if that happens at Adepticon, or at least they announce it at Adepticon when we're going to get that. It would be nice. I mean, it might breathe a little bit of life into the game where we desperately need it. There's been a lot of talk, about I've talked with a couple of different people in different areas about how it's starting to get a little stale in their area and things along those lines. Anything to breathe a little bit of life into the game to kind of maybe pump a little bit of optimism back into Shatterpoint would be nice.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, and I'm kind of uh, I know the librarian in me wants to plan events really far in advance, And so, like, I know we're talking about doing a May the 3rd event, maybe over at Player Draw, and I'm like, we should plan this. But then also, I'm like, if we don't get a balance pass or know about the balance pass, I kind of want to just do a soft, like, this is just a for fun event, casual event, like, because I've talked about different ideas, right? Doing the boss thing, doing the Galactic Legends thing, and I still haven't decided. But I was like, or I mean, I could just make it easy and just do like a standard showdown. You bring a couple of squads, but soft ban Cassian and Boss,
Right.
and just to get people to show up with something
Something.
else. Not that, I mean, you sent us that picture from the 8-man. I don't know if you have that handy. We had a good spread of
Well, that
models
was
at
from
the event.
yeah, that was for Jared ran an event over the past weekend, and yeah, he had what was it? There was 4 Cassian players, go figure, 3 PLCs, 2 Leia Freedom Fighters, 2 Krennics, 2 Mandos, 2 Chirpas, 2 Logres, and then 1 of a lot of different things. You had Plo Koon, Kiadi Boss, Anakin, Obi, uh, Rift Hamzin. Yeah, I mean, there was a ton of them. So both Vader 1 and Vader 2. You had a Thrawn in there. You had a Han Solo in there. So I mean, there was a ton of variety. They had there's a total of, oh gosh, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 22 different characters. Yeah, 22 different primaries being played in an 8-person event. That's fantastic.
Right. So
I mean, and that's without Cassian or without Cassian and without Boss being banned. It's just I think that people really wanted to play other stuff. I mean, and to be fair, Calvert won our Scorched Earth Open with a full teddy bear list, so pretty awesome.
yeah. So I I know this is like, we did an episode about the meta because we're like, what are we going to talk about? Well, it's about to be Adepticon, so we're talking about the meta, and the answer is
Right.
nothing's changed in the meta. But I just want, mostly what I wanted to highlight is that, one, this is what's going on. This is what you should expect. But also, there is still some pretty good variation going on here. I mean, you've got a lot of different flavors of lists you can play, and I mean, outside of, don't show them CT and General Veers. They'll get angry again, Todd. Don't show them that. Outside of some outliers, I'm looking at those two, and I'm looking at Boss and Cassian. Everything else is like within a 40 to 60% win rate.
Right.
That's pretty. That's a pretty good spread.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, there's still, it's pretty good. It's like, I think the problem is just like there's so much Boss, so much. I mean, you look at games played that you see here, right? I mean, there's only one primary that has over 2,000 games played. That's Cassian. And then the next closest is Kenobi at 1,600 games played. And then after that, you have 1,500 for the Mandalorian. And then Kiadi at 1,300. So it's like there's just, I think that it's the amount of games played that we see. When you have at the store that you just, Cassian is getting played a lot. Is more than anything. I'm sorry, 3,000 games played by Cassian. I was looking at just
I was
the
gonna
wins.
say you were reading the win column, not the play.
I
column.
was,
because there's
so
a few, but yes, they have twice as many games as almost as the next played units. Although,
right.
man, what's going on with Kiadi Mundi here? Because the top 10 here all look like Boss Obi and Cassian lists, and then at number 4, we have Kiadi Mundi hanging out. What are you doing there, Kiadi Mundi? Somebody got some shenanigans going?
Well, I mean, let's say you add in Kiadi Mundi. I don't know, man. I mean, he's at a 57% win rate. Is he getting played with Boss? I mean,
No,
or is he getting...
I wonder if he's getting played with Vader again.
Yeah, Vader is. I mean, I guess so. Vader's got what 1,500 or 50% win rate, 1,500 games played. For Kiadi's 24 games played. But that means okay. Let me take a look here. Let's look at his stuff. Pull
Todd,
up his
uh-oh.
stats.
I
If we
pigeoned
go
Todd,
down the rabbit
everyone.
hole,
Now he's clicking on the stats. What is
right?
he
So
allied with?
it's 478 games with Kenobi. So and then Anakin, 800 games with Anakin.
Oh, so
So
it's
that's
still from early. So these stats are counting from earlier when people were playing
yeah.
a lot of Anakin Mundi.
Yeah, I mean these go back a year, so it's probably going back to like when that first played and everything like that. So all these stats are on a running 1 year, so it's going back to when they he first got played. So I mean we could go back and say if you wanted to maybe streamline this to just the last 3 months because we can do something like that. You know, if we wanted to look at say just since January 1st, what's been getting played for and what the stats look like for that. If we look at the last
Yeah.
6 months, 3 months worth of stats, Leia's got done up to a 61% win rate, and then Cassian and Boss both are at 60% win rates. You know, but still, Cassian and
Look,
Boss have
Kiadi's
506. He's still there,
is still there, and now Lumi. Well, I understand Lumi. I bet Lumi Boss must be interesting if you're not going to lean into the hunker
right?
strategies and you're going to go more balls to the walls.
Right. Because yeah, let's say you look at this right now. Yeah, Boss Lumi, there's 74 games played with a 70% win rate. You know, I mean, you still have Boss Hunter, you still have Boss Obi, but 74 games played with a 70% win rate with Lumi, that's pretty doggone good, and that's over the last 3 months. You know, you add in, look at Andor over that same period of time. You know, he's got his two still Kanan, still PLC, but those are both 66, 65% win rate with 125 or 144 games played.
Oof. Oof. Yeah, when you're floating around 70%, that's a lot.
Right, right. And I mean, so that's kind of the big issue there, I think, more than anything. But then, yeah, now we look at okay, where's maybe the next closest control thing? Um, Probably. I mean, Obi-Wan's down now at an 11th with a 54% win rate. Ahsoka kind of can have some controlling aspects to her, but she's at a 49% win rate.
I
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way to build and again, probably other people have tried this already, but it seems like if I was going to try and build a more controlling list, like the first thing that comes to my mind would be like Mando, Corset, Ahsoka, and then you have like I mean, I'm just calling it the Mando special right now.
But that's
Everybody,
a revenge list.
oh right. Well, see, that's just a revenge. Never mind. Never mind. Well,
And that's
maybe
and that's
maybe
the problem that we
thing.
run into.
Maybe you just can't get to a fully controlling list. Like you have to be like Shatterpoint isn't a TCG, and you have to be proactive and you have to be scoring objectives. So maybe that's just how it is. Like maybe the archetypes really are just aggro, defense, revenge, and you're gonna have some mix of them. And I know Rogue Support came up with all these terminologies and all these other things, and I don't remember them. Sorry, guys. Um, I th- I think that's just the problem. I same with like remember Red Mandos, they wanted to make those radial charts and they had like all the radial charts of like this is how good it is at dice list, this is how good it is at sticking on points, etc.,
Right.
etc. I I fully stand by. I think you can't have a single archetype. Well, okay, you can have aggro when something's overtuned, but that's an outlier. That's supposed to be an outlier.
Right. And that's the I think the bigger problem that we run into is you just don't have you don't have that like it's there's only outliers. There's never been that constant or anything like that. I mean, and I think there's probably always been I don't know. There's probably been a way to make something controlling ish. I mean, like I have always liked Moff Gideon with his tie breaking and taxing the ability to sit there and put things into reserve, and then there's also, Grand Inquisitor, and probably being able to do some really cool stuff with Grand Inquisitor. You add in, Fifth Brother, and maybe and some other pieces, and you can probably get some displacement and some taxing and stuff like that, and that might be something in the way of a control list. And I know that has to have been tried at some point in time, and it just isn't working.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like again, if you have DTE in that list, I know I've been playing Empire recently, so again, you have like DTE, and then probably so like you have Fifth Brother. If you're playing in Grand Inquisitor, you're probably playing Riva. So like Riva moves stuff. You're pretty highly mobile. I don't know what you would put in the other support spot.
Because you don't want two single body supports type of a thing. So that's
No,
you start running into those problems. Is the thing where it's like, okay, what do I play where? And it's like I said, I know it's been tried. It had to have been tried by this point in time. So it's what is the answer? And I don't know if there is one. I mean, like the people better at this game than you and I have been doing some testing and testing this stuff and not getting the answers that we're hoping to get. So I don't know.
It's almost like we need Dark Troopers to be slightly unnerfed, because like I feel like if they had maybe like one more point of health or something, like something very small. I don't mean go back to their original brokenness, but maybe if they had like one more hit point, then they could be, because like I'm trying to think of what I would think of as like one of a more controlling Empire piece, and it would be Dark Troopers before the nerf. So, I don't know. We're straying into uncharted waters here. I'm looking forward to hearing about the balance pass. That's all. I need to know what they're gonna do, because I mean I'm one of the people playing Cassian. I like Rebels. I like that time period of Star Wars, the whole the dark times before Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie and everybody go and save the day. So I don't. Anyway, Todd, I have a question for you. If you were gonna play an Adepticon, what would you play?
I mean, for me, it's like I'd be playing stuff that I have fun playing. So I'd still be playing Mom Mando. I'd be playing that. I would.
Sure.
Because I'm gonna have fun playing. I'm not gonna sit there and be like I'm gonna metagame it. I would play that. And you know what? To be fair, I would probably find a Moff Gideon list out there, because I do like. I mean, so you're going back to Magic. I was a Death and Taxes player. I liked playing like in Legacy. I played Death and Taxes. So I love Moff Gideon because of that. I like taxing your resources. So I would probably play some sort of a Moff Gideon list. I would probably play something like a Moff Vader, Moff Grand Inquisitor, something along those lines, where it's like I'm taxing you but making your life kind of difficult at the same time. Like even like a Vader Inquisitor list with Moff Gideon instead, or something like that, instead of GI. So it's still aggro, but it's still like taxing you in other ways. I could see something like that.
Yeah, makes sense. I'm boring.
What about you?
I'm boring. I would
Cassian.
I would be one of the people trying to make Cassian work, but that's just because I like those characters. Like, I'm sorry, everyone. I like those characters. It's tough.
I mean,
So,
the thing is, for you though, it's not like you're metagaming it. You're playing what you enjoy playing. You know what I'm saying? It's like for you, it's like, no, I like playing this, so I'm just gonna play it. And that's, at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to, is like you enjoyed playing that. So there's not a problem with that at all.
Right, exactly. I still go back and forth on I'm not I'm still iffy on, do I like Rebel Commandos and Callus versus Bodhi and Han and Chewie. I keep going back and forth on that. Like the problem is basically there's pros and cons to both versions. Like Bodhi gives you a little bit of more stickiness on points, but then Han and Chewie have their expertise is kind of rough defensively, so they don't always they're kind of a little bit mismatched versus Callus and Rebel Commandos. Like, obviously, Rebel Commandos are great. They give you the infiltrate. They give you access to infiltrate, and so that's probably just the correct answer. But then you can't really use... You maybe get to use the Callus rerolls once in an order deck refresh. Right. Maybe, but basically it's like that text isn't even there most of the time. And then... I don't know. The other half of my list, honestly, Todd, would be I'd be following you down the rabbit hole, because you know what I've wanted all this time is a full themed of some kind, and I couldn't do Republic all the way for the longest time. Couldn't do I mean, you can now. Couldn't do Rebels all the way. So you know what faction I'm representing, Todd?
The Mandalorian faction. I don't know.
No. Team Don't Hurt My Guys or I Punch You.
Team Revenge.
I've got four. I'm Team Revenge Trigger, Todd. Don't wound me.
Fair enough. So it makes sense. It's logical. But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be. I don't know. I think that that's a good spot to lay out, end on. I know we'll have probably one more episode before Adepticon where God only knows what we're going to talk about at that point in time. But yeah, we'll figure something out. But it'll be interesting. I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to Adepticon. We're 9 days away from traveling. Yeah, 9 days away from the time that we record this. 9 days away from getting on the plane.
That's very close, Todd.
It is. Yeah, I need to come and see you and get some bags to pack up all of the equipment that we're going to be carrying onto the plane with us and trying to get through security.
Yep.
So we'll see. But yeah, we'll definitely be flying out in about 9 days and getting ready to do some Adepticon stuff and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, yeah, I guess we can close out here. Thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for your continued support. We're gonna be here through the last of this and try and enjoy our time here with you guys and see what happens. I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out and how everything goes. But definitely appreciate all you guys and all your continued support for everything that we're doing. And as always, play Revenge List because they're fun.
May the revenge be with you.